Good evening, my dear students. Today we are going to discuss the poem The Terrorist Is Watching by Wisława Szymborska. When you write the title of the poem and the name of the author, you have to use the correct spellings. That is very important. And the second important thing about the title and the name of the author is that the use of the capital letters. All titles start with a capital letter. So capital T for the word the. Then all important words in a title should be started with capital letters. Terrorist, capital T. He, capital H. Watching, capital W. Name of the author, capital letters, should be used to begin the names. Capital W, capital S. Third important thing about the title is that the use of the punctuation marks. So when you write a title and the name of the author, please remember to write it with the use of correct spellings. Then use capital letters at the right place. Then use the punctuation marks if there are any in the title. Right? Let's have a look at this title in detail. The terrorist he is watching. When you say the terrorist he is watching, you might be wondering whether the terrorist is watching something or somebody else is watching the terrorist. So we become complicated. Whether the terrorist is watching something or somebody else is watching the activity of the terrorist. Or else you might feel whether a terrorist is watching something and somebody is watching the terrorist activity. That also could be there. But before the end of the discussion, we will be able to realize whether the terrorist is watching or somebody else is watching the terrorist, or else while terrorist is doing something, another person is watching the terrorist, or the terrorist is watching something and another person is observing the terrorist. So we can clarify all these matters at the end of the poem. You might have heard of terrorism because our country was exposed to terrorism for a long time. So you know that. You know the terrorism is very destructive. It's very disastrous. It's very dangerous. And it is also very ferocious. It is also a kind of a human disaster, a human tragedy. And it is the end of the humanity. Humanity comes to an end at the beginning of terrorism. And it's very cruel. So you can adapt some more ideas into this. But in our poem, we are not going to focus mainly on terrorism or the destructive nature of terrorism. When the poem progresses, you will be able to realize that the writer's intention is not to discuss mainly about the ferocity of terrorism, but his intention is to discuss something else. Let's see what it is in the future. Where is the bomb set? You might have read the poem. So where is the bomb set? Where is it? It's in the bomb. The bomb is placed in the bomb. It is implanted in the bomb. When is it supposed to be exploded? At 13:20. How long does it remain? Only 4 minutes. 13:16, 13:20. Only 4 minutes left. Where is the terrorist? He has gone away. According to the poem, the terrorist has gone away. Does the terrorist retain any kind of humanity? No. Why? He is going to kill people. Does he need to take the revenge from the people? We don't know. Maybe not. Because the terrorists explode or terrorists kill people because of various reasons. We don't know whether they want to take, whether this particular terrorist wants to take the revenge from the people. Then why does he need to kill them? That is the order given to him by his leaders. His leaders might have asked him to kill a group of people, those who are in the bar, so he goes there and sets the bomb. Why is the bomb placed in the bar? Very important question. Why is the bomb placed in the bar? The bomb is placed in the bar because bar is a place where many people gather. So the terrorist target is to kill large number of people. So that is why it is placed in the bar. Why does he cross the street? He crosses the street for his safety, nothing else. Then why is he watching the explosion? He's watching the explosion because he wants to report to his leaders whether this mission is successful or not. Does he know the background of the people? I think most probably not. He does not know the background of the people whom he is going to kill. Then why did he target them? There can be various reasons, but mainly he might have targeted these people because it was the order given to him. He was given the order, so he is there to carry out the order. Now, have a look at the bomb. The bomb in the bar will explode at 13:20. Now it is just 13:16. There is still time for some to go in and some to come out. The bomb in the bar. The bomb in the bar. When somebody says the bar is going to be exploded, what kind of reactions do you think the people will have? The wives might say, good thing, bar should be exploded, it should be destroyed. And the men may be very sad, oh, your bar is going to be exploded. These are not what we are going to discuss in the poem. Why? According to the Sri Lankan context, when you say bar, the liquor bar comes to your mind. But bar is a juice bar, or maybe a milk bar. Bar is a place where people gather, for refreshment. Bar is a place where people gather for refreshment. What kind of people? Ordinary. Ordinary people gather at the bar for refreshment. They get together for refreshment. So what is going to happen? The bomb in the bar will explode at 13:20. The writer gives the exact time of explosion. The writer gives the exact time of explosion, so we understand that this is a time bomb. So the people, those who go, the ordinary people, those who go there for refreshment, will be victimized. They will be the victims. Now it is just 13:16. Only 4 minutes left. Only 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left in the sense only a very short period of time. But during these 4 minutes, anything can happen. Anything can happen means sometimes the bomb might explode before the given time. Or there can be a kind of a technical failure in the circuit of the bomb and it might not explode. Or else somebody notices the bomb and he informs the police, they come and defuse the bomb. A person might see, there is a person here. Most probably it might contain some money. I will carry it. So during those 4 minutes, anything can happen. These 4 minutes, anything can happen. Anything can happen during these 4 minutes. There's still time for some to go in. The people will go in. What will happen to the people, those who go in? The people, those who go in, will be killed. Those who come out will survive. The people, those who go in, will be the victims. The people, those who come out, will survive. Right? So from the poem, the bomb in the bar will explode at 13:20. Now it is just 13:16. We understand that there are only 4 minutes before the explosion, and anything can happen during these 4 minutes. And at the same time, we understand that the people, those who go in for their refreshment, will get killed or will be injured. Or the people, those who leave the place after getting their refreshment, will survive. That is what we understand from the first stanza of this poem. Bar is a crowded place. There are a lot of people in the bar. Only 4 minutes left before the explosion, so this generates fear and suspicion in the readers. A bomb, my goodness, 4 minutes left. You and I am a reader, you are a reader. We will be confused. We are in fear. What will happen the next moment? Oh my God, innocent people will be killed. Those are the feelings that you and I have. This generates fear. And then, even though it's a very short period of time, as I have told you, anything can happen. The people, those who go in, will die, and the people, those who come out, will survive. They will survive. The people, those who go in, will die, and the people, those who come out, will survive. I think it's very clear to you. So let's have a look at the next stanza. The terrorist has already crossed the street. The terrorist has already crossed the street. You see, the terrorist, he has crossed the street. Why has he crossed the street? For his safety. Why? For his safety. The terrorist has already crossed the street for his safety. Why did the terrorist set the bomb? To kill people. The terrorist who set the bomb to kill people values his life. This shows the inhumanity of the terrorist. This shows the inhumanity of the terrorist. He sets the bomb to kill the others, but he values his life, so he goes and hides somewhere. The distance keeps him out of danger. The terrorist is now out of danger. The terrorist is now out of danger. He is hiding himself and is trying to fulfill his responsibility. And what a weave, just like the movie. And what a weave, just like the movie. What a weave, just like the movie. Just imagine you are on the second floor of your house. You are watching at the street, you are looking at the street. You see somebody comes with a backpack, a heavy backpack, and then he places the backpack in front of a shop. and secretly moves away in a very suspicious manner. What do you feel? You get the feeling that surely this might be a terrorist and that might be a bomb. What do you do? Are you going to watch this incident in the form of a movie? Are you going to watch it very enthusiastically? Amma, there is a bomb. It will explode. Oh my goodness. Right, the bomb will explode. Okay, how many minutes? Right, okay. Will you watch this incident enthusiastically? No. You will feel very sad. You will be disappointed. Why? In a few minutes' time, there is going to be a human tragedy. Lot of people will be killed. Lot of people will be injured. So you feel sorry for what is going to happen. You feel empathetic. You are not watching the incident in an enthusiastic manner. Then who is watching the incident in an enthusiastic manner? The terrorist. The terrorist is watching the incident in an enthusiastic manner to see whether his mission is successful. So for the terrorist, it is a movie. Just like a movie is ironical. For the terrorist, it's a movie. For you and I, for reader, it's a human tragedy. What a week, just like the movie. The terrorist is watching this incident as if he is watching a movie with a lot of interest. But reader is watching this incident very empathetic. This incident shows, these three lines shows a few things. The terrorist has gone away from the scene of explosion because he wants to save his life. And he is trying to fulfill his responsibility. Right? This shows the inhumanity, cruelty, or the ruthless nature of terrorism. Look here, just like a movie is ironical because for the terrorist, it's a movie. For the reader, it's a human tragedy. I have included the writer as well. You might be wondering the reason why this teacher has included the word writer. You will understand it later. Later you will understand that both the reader and writer are looking at this incident in a very empathetic manner because they are going to be a human tragedy. Right? Now let's see, apart from these things, what else we can understand from the first and the second stanzas of this poem. According to first and second stanzas, we understand that this is a description of a possible disaster. But this is written in the form of a narration, in the form of a story. The poem gives us a narration about a possible disaster. This makes you and I become very nervous. Oh my goodness, a bomb is going to explode. We all become very nervous. When you read the poem, you spend these 4 minutes with a lot of tension to see what will happen. The poem, the first and the second stanzas, they develop a narration about a real-time bomb explosion. These 2 stanzas give a hint to the reader that anything can happen at any time. The life is very unpredictable. Life is very unpredictable. Did you ever think during the month of February or January that we will have to remain inside the house for about more than 1 month. We never thought, we never expected. But now, for over a month, we are staying inside the houses. So the life is very unpredictable. Anything can happen at any time. You can't foresee. You can't predict about your life. So the first time the circumstances reveal that life is very unpredictable. So the life is very unpredictable and anything can happen at any time. Right? Now we have come to the end of the first session of this lesson. So we will be meeting with another video very soon. Thank you.